It looks like chefT is joining us now. chefT, hello, and welcome back to State of the Nation. Thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me again. I appreciate it.
Oh, we're so pleased to have you back with us. I'm here with Lynn Shaw, per usual, and we want an update on your 45-day culinary road trip across America. There's so many crappy things happening across our country, so I'm really happy to have you here to uplift us a little bit and titillate our culinary desires a little bit. Welcome to the program.
Well, thank you. Yeah, so it's been an amazing journey so far. We've seen about 18 different small and larger cities and towns, and have found America to be somewhat of a gold mine waiting to be tapped. There's so much to offer here. There really is. It's such a beautiful country.
Wow, you are uplifting us, chefT. Also, that's Teresa Navarro, everybody. Is on chefT. He's on every platform available. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. I'm very curious about, I know you are talking to us live from Boston today. Tell us a little bit about the people you're meeting, on the road. Like, what do they talk about? Do they talk about personal stuff? Do they talk about, is it strictly food talk? Are they talking about politics? Like, fill us in what America's talking about.
Well, you know what? What I've found is a combination of all of the above, quite honestly. I've gotten to know quite a few people along the way and got to spend some time with a few different mayors, and been able to talk with quite a few different people that were on the train during our visits to each of the states and towns. But the one thing across that I think that resonates with me the most about it, other than the culinary part, obviously, is the culture. We saw one town in general called Wolf Point, Montana, and that town really resonated with me because they were thriving not but 20 years ago, and now they are not even surviving. And they're on an Indian reservation, and it really is very interesting to me, how it is that these towns that are thriving can, go to such smaller lengths and wind up not surviving like they used to, it's discerning to me because it really is something that touches my heart.
Yeah, me too, chefT. So tell us expand on that a little bit. What happened in Wolf Point, Montana? I keep seeing these stories about places that went from thriving to barely surviving. What happened there?
Well, from what I could gather, the town is on an Indian reservation. It's beautiful, beautiful land, beautiful town. It just needs a little love. The Amish there, it actually was, I believe he had said, the third rated farthest from any other town in America. So that shows you that from point to point, it's very difficult to get things there. And it actually is less expensive to order something from Amazon and get it shipped to you rather than go to the local store and purchase it. So that's very, very interesting to me right there. So I really do believe that they could have a thriving town if we took a little bit of TLC and brought a little bit of commerce there.
Confidenceincooking.com is the website. chefT, you talk about food uniting. Did you, when you were traveling to these different communities, towns, what kind of food? Did you cook food that they're used to or bring them new delights, or how did that work? And I'm also curious, did kids get involved or teens? Did families bring them along, or did they show up? Because it's we've got to teach, and I know you do this, our children have to know how to prepare food and what's healthy and things like that. So fill us in about kids along your way, and also what kind of foods did you cook?
All right, well, great. So when we were in Yuma, our second stop along the way, our first one was in Savannah, where we did a nice skills class with one of the Savannah libraries. And then the second place that we stopped for a skills class was with the mayor of Yuma in Arizona. And he and his lovely wife, Danette, made guacamole and salsa for us. And we just helped them, and we just talked a little bit about their town and some knife skills, showed the mayor just a little bit more how to cut that tomato. And we were just able to really just spend some time getting to know them and their culture and their town. Of course, they're like right there by the border of Mexico, so they were able to give us authentic ingredients, which were delicious. And then our next engagement was with the mayor of Wolf Point, where we just sat down and we toured his town and really just talked about his town in general. But then the last one was Buffalo, and that's where we really got to dig in with fantastic friends of West New York. And that was with a school of special needs and kids that they're teaching life skills to. So Fantastic Friends teaches life skills for special needs, which was fantastic, and we absolutely loved being a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you've seen 18 cities and towns at this point, and you said you've talked to some mayors too. I mean, what else are you hearing from? I mean, where are things working well? Let's do a little bit of appreciative inquiry here. Where are things working out really well? Where in America does it seem to be? People seem to be happy. The mayor seems to be happy. The people of the town seem to be happy. What's different there compared to places where things are not going well?
Well, it's like with everything in life, there's ups and downs and all arounds, right? So from each person's perspective, my perspective is I absolutely loved visiting Yuma. It has a very telling story, a beautiful town. Definitely a must see if you're passing through there would be great. But one of the topics that came up the most is mental health all around. Wherever I talked, we talked a little bit about mental health wherever I went. And so to uplift you would be to say that I want to bring culinary skills to uplift people, to bind them together, to help them become better in the kitchen by having great confidence. So I would say like that definitely plays a part into your mental health, because when you're using those skills, you have more confidence. And when you have more confidence, you feel better. And when you feel better, you have better mental health and mental awareness, don't we? So that's kind of where I feel that all across America there was really a binding presence.
That's very interesting, chefT. Also, cooking. I look at cooking, preparing, talking about the food, sitting down then and eating a meal with family and friends. I find it very therapeutic. The whole, as you point out, food unites kind of thing. What do you think? Has social media changed the way kids think about food and cooking? What is your experience with that?
Yeah, actually, I believe so. And my perspective on it is that food has become more of a recreation in sorts. It's become more of an entertainment on a lot of platforms versus actual skill and being able to actually execute it, which can lead to frustration when you go and you try to execute something and you don't even have the fundamental foundational skills to be able to do it. So, that's what I'm after. I'm after to teach you the skills and the foundation so that you have confidence for yourself.
It's such an important thing, and I think we discussed this last time you were on, but they don't really talk about that in indoctrination. Oh wait, I mean school anymore. They don't really discuss this in school anymore. There's a major lack of this going on in the schools, and it's kind of sad to me, chefT, because I feel like we were told in the United States when President Obama became the president that we would be experiencing, we would be levying hope into change. And, his wife did this whole school meals program initiative that sounded great at the beginning. But now we're looking around and we're seeing the way food is promoted and the food pyramid and school, meals. And it's just like, it all seems so corporate. It all seems so laboratory. It all seems so factory. You know, there just doesn't seem to be much heart and soul in it. So I really appreciate what you're doing. This is such a huge project. You know, what's going on in Boston? What can you tell us about Boston, since that's where you're at right now? And are people still sponsoring the trip? I mean, what happens moving forward here?
Oh, definitely. We still have sponsors, and we're definitely taking more sponsorships, because this is just the start of what we're planning on doing across America. But as far as Boston, we've just added a few more cities, so we actually are on our way to Boston. So, but yeah, we added a few more cities in between all of the other cities. So, so right now we're headed towards Boston, and we're definitely going to be featuring all of us on our YouTube channel, Confidence in Cooking, and a lot of videos about everything across America. So we would love the support of all of your followers and anyone out there that would love to know more about Confidence in Cooking. Look us up.
Confidenceincooking.com is the website. Now, chefT, I want to get serious here about something. Every year there are about 750,000 coronary related deaths that could have been prevented through diet and lifestyle changes. How can you change the way people think about food as medicine? I think Brian pointed out corporate. It does feel very corporate, all of this food, or food as entertainment. How can we change the mindset and start getting people to really, like, holistically and think of food as medicine? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I think that if you weren't able to have a great teacher growing up, then you don't know these skills. And I think getting back to the basics of the kitchen helps with exactly what you're saying, as using food as medicine, because you've heard of the keep to the outsides of the store, right? The insides are all processed foods, right? Well, it's pretty much true, except for maybe the water in the water aisle. But, you know, keep to the outsides of the store. That's super important. Eat your fruits and vegetables, eat your proteins, be aware of what's in things. You know, I think that's the biggest part of the packaging, is that there's so many ingredients. Listen, it's a steak, a potato, and a vegetable. It might sound mundane, but there's so many things you can do with just those three ingredients. And that's what I can't wait to share on my new platform that I'm doing for team building, because we're going to bring meal prep to the corporate world.
All right.
Oh.
They need it. And so what happens? So you're headed to Boston next. What are you expecting in Boston, and which cities are you hitting after Boston? We got about 2 minutes left.
All right. Well, we've got one more city after Boston, which is New York City, and then we're on our way home. So we're super excited to wrap up that weekend for my son's 14th birthday. And what are we going to be doing in Boston? Well, we are going to be indulging in some history and some chowder, of course, right?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, for sure. I know. I think. Yeah, I had to pause there and wipe my mouth.
Yeah,
I'm feeling salivatory here, Lynn. I'm getting hungry.
I know, chefT. Finish us up with. Would you do the tour again? Will this become a regular thing of yours? And I know you're doing videos on YouTube and all that. What about a documentary, a book? Are you thinking of doing any of that?
Actually, I've got quite a few things that I'm working on in that. So a tour, absolutely. We plan on doing another tour again. We plan on expanding it a little bit more into maybe doing one specific guest in general across the entire nation, and visit their beautiful cities. I'd love to incorporate more small towns, though, and see what their dynamics are. There's lots of problems across the United States, and there's lots of towns that need a little bit of extra love, and we would love to see those towns. And as far as the documentary is concerned, we're definitely going to be doing that as well.
Okay, excellent. chefT, Confidenceincooking.com is your portal to all things chefT. You can still support her trip And you can support her next trip and her documentary film and anything else that she's got going over there at Confidenceincooking.com. She'll be back with us here on State of the Nation again very soon. This is TNT Radio. Thanks, Chef.